Yo, 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 yo. What is going on, CoD Familia? It is your boy BN. Today, we have a butt cheek clencher of a bomb drop here in-game via system mail, which is a dev Q&A that can only briefly be titled as Migration Special. I don't know if there's a place I can go to where I can read the entire announcement. I tried just hovering over this, but nothing's happening. Who knows what's in here? It could be a lot. Let's go through. If you enjoy the content, make sure you throw us some, because it helps out a lot. Okay, so we'll address recent community discussions. And there's also, let me point out, there's nothing on the official COD Discord. So no dev Q&A has dropped on there, which means this is the first indicator we're getting. Maybe it's on the Facebook, but I haven't checked that. Recent community discussions surrounding migration. Migration is a key feature in CallofDragons, and we aim to clarify the hot topics, resolve concerns, and share our plans for future improvements. Oh boy. If you have any ideas, suggestions regarding migration, please feel free to raise them on our community pages. Number one, which members of a realm are included in migration calculations? How can realm members be managed more effectively? Answer, Daily Double. We've noticed that many players have raised concerns about complexity and lack of transparency in migration management. I mean, that's probably an understatement. To address this, we plan to introduce the following improvements in future updates. Number one, publicly displaying individual migration ratings and the total migration rating for each server. Hallelujah. I mean, listen, if you want to butter my biscuit, I will let you. What does that mean? So they're going to display individual migration ratings. So does that mean that you're going to get individual player migration ratings? Meaning that, because remember, what we talked about before was this idea of, if you remember that Alliance migration beta tool that they were testing, and some of the alliances, I believe, now have access to it, or for those that it applies for. And essentially, if you're the R5, you would click migrate on the bottom right. So you would go zoom out, look at a kingdom, you would click the kingdom of the server list. On the bottom right corner, it would have that little beta preview icon. And then it allows for you to checkbox select members of your alliance, and then it would show you how much you're moving the cap on a kingdom. It was a great way to figure out, well, how many people can you bring into the kingdom versus how many you can't. And my suggestion was take that system and apply it to the king-queen system and put it on their tool interface. So like on the migration page, which again, as I've stated, every single player should have to apply, and every single player would need to be accepted by the king or queen, or every player would have to be accepted, right, for people that want to come in. But for the king and queen on their side, and maybe this extends to the ministers as well, is that you would be able to see the preview, basically the same preview beta tool that the alliances have, the king and queen would have. So when you're checkboxing people, or if an entire alliance applies, or if a group from an alliance applies of 20, 30, 40 people, the king or queen could check that box, and then it would auto-apply those 20, 30, 40 people, or however many, and then it would show the king or queen how much the migration cap is moving, or the kingdom power cap is moving, if you were to accept those players. If you were just to manually select some people, then it would show the same thing. So that's what I'm hoping they do, because I think that is absolutely what's needed. However, depending on what they mean, if that is it on the individual migration ratings and the total migration ratings for each server, unless this is going to be a new thing, then okay. However, I would love for them to basically do that. I think that would just solve a lot of it. But if this is going to be one of those in addition to things, then okay, great. Number two, announcing the list of members who count towards a server's total migration rating during the migration period. Announcing the list of members. So you're going to... Who count towards server's total migration period? Okay. Oh, I see. So maybe this is allowing for the king or queen to see the alliance list of people that's coming in? Or what does it mean by announcing the list of members who count towards... Like, I wish the way they worded this was a little bit more clear language-wise. Maybe some of you get this, but I'm talking about if you're a player, or if you're someone who manages, and you're a king or queen, or you're a member of kingdom management, and you deal, or if you're an alliance lead and you deal with these things on somewhat of a more regular-ish basis, it would just be nice if they made the wording a little bit clearer. This is not clear to me, because I can just interpret this a couple different ways. So I guess we'll wait and see. I'd love to hear what you guys think this is. These improvements will help players better understand the migration rating process and make realm management more convenient. Okay. Number 2. What if I've negotiated a migration group but don't know how many migrants my realm can accommodate? Answer: the new server migration rating system will help to resolve this issue. The maximum permissible migration rating will be displayed for each realm during their migration period. So I wonder if that means like total power you can bring in and total players, even if that ends up being less than 150, or if it's 150 but it's just the power you can bring in until you hit full. Maybe that's what that will be. Right? Obviously, some more clarity will be needed there. High Kings will be able to check the total migration rating to manage their realms members effectively. Oh, so maybe this is what I was just saying about my suggestion on applying the Alliance migration preview beta tool into the King and Queen interface tools. High Kings will also be able to estimate the number of new members their realm can accept, allowing for better migration planning and preventing issues caused by information gaps. This is great. I mean, this sounds like exactly what I had been suggesting, and I'm sure what a lot of people had been advocating for, is better kingdom management, better alliance management, and give us better quality of life. Allow for kingdoms to become more of an autonomous country where, again, we can do and handle a lot more of these things, but applying automated systems or quality of life systems where it's applicable and appropriate. This, to me, these are great changes so far. This is probably the best dev Q&A that I've read in a while. Okay, next, question 3. What happens if my realm cannot replace or accept new members because short-term inactive players still count toward our migration rating? Answer: we understand your frustration with this situation. I mean, yeah, a lot of people are frustrated. Currently, to maintain seasonal gameplay fairness and prevent significant power disparities between realms, we've set a unified maximum migration rating for realms during the migration period. Are they going to go into this? To address the issue of inactive players counting towards migration ratings, which is essentially your KvK matchmaking rating, we plan to introduce more flexible management tools in the future. For example, High Kings will be able to exclude certain players from servers' total migration ratings. I mean, just, Jesus, rain it down on me. High Kings, freeing up space for new members. Okay, however, excluded players will face certain restrictions, and specific details are still being planned. Okay, to me, and I've said this before, instead of excluding certain players, maybe you can do that as well. But what they should do, what I would recommend, is make it so the king or queen selects the alliances they want to bring into KvK. So during the registration, before the registration period, you would have maybe 1 to 2 days where it's a pre-registration period. This is the period where the king or queen would select the alliances that they want to bring into KvK. This way, let the kingdoms manage who is in those alliances by the time registration hits. Anyone who is not in those alliances, after that pre-registration period has finished and registration has started, which is locked in your power and migration has ended, then they just cannot join the KvK. It's done. Keep it that simple. Keep it easy breezy, beautiful cover girl. That's all we need. You got a 2-step plan, and that's it. That's what I think would be ideal, and it would allow the kingdom management and the alliance management teams to really let them kind of move the puppets, right? Let them organize and structure things how they see fit. The reason I say this is because if you have to remove individual players, you don't know how many you have to remove. The challenge here is that with this change, it's more of a reactive change and not a proactive change. It's reactive because you have to think about how many total players are on the map that could go to KvK that you don't want to affect. You don't want to have to worry about playing Where's Waldo and having to find people on the map for that, because maybe not everyone is going to be in the alliance. My point is that with the way they're doing it now, based on what's written here, the reason it's reactive is because you have to react to everyone on the map. What we should do is be proactive. Again, allow people, because if you do it this way, all the active people that can fight and contribute will most likely be in one of the alliances that will be selected. And then you take all of the unnecessary time grind that you would have to spend to go and find everyone in the kingdom that you don't want to add there because you just don't want to worry about having anyone that could come over or that could inflate your KvK matchmaking rating. So that's how I think it should be done. I think it just removes any of the excess waste at that point. Next, question 4. However, am I happy they're at least adding something in here that will address at least the strongest players, probably within your top 300 to a degree? Yes, I am. But it's not as efficient as it could be. Question 4. The current process for receiving new members is tedious, requiring manual adjustments to realm migration power limits. Will there be a more streamlined process? Remember, what has BOMBSHELL been advocating for gosh knows how long? Which is just make it so every single person has to apply to the kingdom and everyone has to be accepted or denied. That's it. Make it simple. You can apply as an individual, or if it's an alliance, you can apply as a group. Many players have pointed out that the current migration process is overly complicated. To simplify and streamline the process, we plan to introduce a new migration approval mechanism to replace the current power limit adjustment system. I mean, was it that difficult? No. If this is going to be the way I'm hoping it is, you have just earned yourself a night to stay at my casa, COD team. Example, let's see though. Player A can submit platonically, of course. Player A can submit an application to relocate to their destination realm, e.g. server 111. Once the realm's High King approves the application, player A will be eligible to migrate and relocate according to the migration rules. We believe this new mechanism will significantly reduce the complexity of migration process, making it easier for High Kings and players to plan and execute migration. I mean, a word of silence for common sense and logic that has been applied to the game in this massive area, finally. Okay, that's enough. Thank you. Just hallelujah. 2 hallelujahs. This sounds like exactly what we have been talking about, what your boy's been advocating for, and is something that will make just overall kingdom management so much easier. Thank you. Very simple steps here. Very simple adjustments in this Q&A. Is this arguably one of the best Q&As? Is this the best Q&A of the year so far? Absolutely. We're not even a month in. Is this one of the best Q&As as of late? Abso-freaking-lutely. Even though it's only focusing on migration, I cannot stress enough the importance of and the value of alliance leaders, kingdom leaders, R5s, and the management teams as the R4s. Again, the game and the COD team, you have to look at an R5 and an R4 as an extension of your company. Look at them, look at an R5 like a department lead, and look at an R4 like a team lead. These people are directly responsible for having a massive impact on the success not only of their alliance and their kingdom, but the success of the day-to-day playing experience of players that are there, that they are in charge of, that they are responsible for, that play in their kingdom or in their alliance. And so if management, and this is maybe a bigger topic, right? But if I can't tell you how many times I've seen this happen. I'm sure many of you have as well, where you can recall a situation where management just started dropping off, or people stopped playing in management, or it got too stressful, it got too busy, it was too much work. And then what happened to the alliance? It either crumbled, it fell apart, players started becoming demotivated, people stopped playing the game. And it doesn't mean that this happens immediately and it's up to every single player in an alliance and or kingdom where this happens to. But without a doubt in my mind, this factors in and affects a player's experience. And so when you often hear me talk about how the management side of a game, and I'm talking about all the areas, all those subcategories that factor into that, how that is the other 50% of the game, at minimum, if not more. I can't understate, if not maybe overstate that enough, on how important it is to put good tools, good utilization in the game that is going to help the management side of things. Because these are the people that are essentially keeping, for a large part, your player base active and consistently still playing. So why would you not try to give them more tools to help them do their jobs better? Which basically, even though it's all volunteering, it essentially is a job, i.e. a job if you want to refer to it as that. So is this a great next step? Absolutely. Can some of these be a little bit better? Yes. Can we do more than what we're doing now? Absolutely. And again, I like the steps that the CoD team, as of late, has been taking. I want to see more of this. These are the types of things that when you have them in your game and other kingdom builders don't, let word of mouth do its job. Also, when it comes to advertising, why not advertise these things? Why not go and research other kingdom builders, other top kingdom builders out there, and see if they have some of these features in their game? And if they don't, why not promote these in ads? Again, why not promote more free-to-play friendly things that your game has versus that other games don't? I mean, anyways, I don't want to get into the whole ad thing because we could go down a rabbit hole there. I will just say I'm happy for these changes. This is exciting for me. I'm hoping it's exciting for you. I mean, this is massive for the game. And I'm so happy that some of these things are finally being brought in because these are things that, again, as I stated, I have been advocating for a very long time on the behalf of, and I know a lot of other players have as well, especially, obviously, more so those in kind of management roles, not necessarily maybe the everyday player. But this is great. Yeah. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. As always, until next time, we'll catch you later.